Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to continue our classes with you on reading and writing class. Today we have got with you another part of the, or we can call it like module, which is reading module. And the topics that we are going to talk and discuss with you today is a young blind whiz. So my name is Madina Askarowna Shukurova. I am teacher of English Linguistics Department. So today let's start with you our class with you on reading module. So what is, first of all, look at the title and look at the picture that I'm going to share with you, and I would like you to share your opinion with me. So looking at the picture, you can see that maybe the topic that we are going to talk with you today, according to the previous that we have just told you, a young blind whiz. So maybe our predictions is, so something connected with computer, right? And someone is working computer, maybe he or so he is blind. And otherwise, being blind, he can be whiz, for example, or wise, for example. So that was about somehow kind of prediction before reading the text, just looking at the picture, trying to predict what the topic is going to be about that we are going to read with you. The next, I would like to introduce you the lesson outlines that we are going to discuss with you today and what reading strategies, what kind of exercises are we going to do with you today. So while speaking about the content of the text is about a young blind whiz, about abilities and talents of those who are even blind. And what skills we are going to develop with you is reading skills that we are going to develop is inferencing with you. And then we're going to, of course, practice with you how to build vocabulary, which is building vocabulary, building some compound nouns. And we are going to learn with you what is compound noun itself, first of all, before doing building vocabulary. And then we are going to focus on language focus, which is about reduced clauses. I think you know what is reduced clauses. And if you don't know, of course, at the end of the lesson, you will have somehow opinion about what is reduced clause itself, of course. Then, first, I would like you to comment on the quote and let's discuss with you the quote that you've seen on your screen. So, what is the quote? The same person cannot be skilled in everything. Each has his special excellence. So what does it mean? So the same person, it means each of us are individuals, right? So all of us cannot be the same. So for example, each has its own something that he is skilled at. So we cannot be skilled at everything at the same time. For example, one person can be skilled at something while the other person cannot be skilled as he or she at the same skill. So he can be skilled at something another. That is why this quote says that the same person cannot be skilled in everything. Each has its own special excellence. Like we are different and we are individuals and we are skilled in different things. So before you read the text, I would like to read the title, as we have already read the title, A Young Blind Whiz. So what do you think the article will be about, and share your opinions with your partners, please. So we can share your opinion on the Moodle platform while texting to me, of course, on the chat box, of course, plus you can send some messages also as well. So how do you think as a doc form, of course, as your answers and upload it, of course, and send it to me, of course. So the next. Before you read the article, answer the following questions, please, with your partners. So the question A is, a laptop is an example of computer hardware, so is a mainframe. What are the examples of computer hardware can you think of? So first of all, what is laptop? As I think you know different netbooks, notebooks, right? Computer itself, for example, we have got here. So the other examples of computer hardware. So B, describe what these computer parts are for. Screen, keyboard, and mouse. Of course, I think you know that screen is a screen of our computer, which is also sometimes called like as monitor. The place where we look at, we get information from that helps us to see what is on the monitor of our computer. So keyboard is a tool to enter the information, to print in, to enter the information, to manipulate, to control, for example. Keyboard, so as well as mouse, also makes our work easier. It helps us to control, to monitor what is going to be shown or done on the screen. So what types of computer software have you used? So you have to comment on it. What are the types of computer software? Pay attention, not hardware you used. You have to comment on it. And plus, share your article, questions, share your opinion with your partner. Then we have D1 here. A network is a group of connected computers. What do you think the advantages of a computer network are? So a network is a connection of different internet connections taken together. So I just want to help you and tell you one disadvantage of network plus an advantage. Advantage is this, that it can be controlled from one place. So you can see, watch, do the same activity like those who are in your network. Disadvantage is this: you cannot work independently. You'll be always under control. So I would like you to continue discussing the advantages and disadvantages of computer network, and share, please, your opinion with me. Then next, read the first paragraph of the article. What would you like to find out about Suleiman Gokit? Write questions. First of all, who is Suleiman Gokit? Suleiman Gokit is the person who is blind, and he is hero of the text that we are going to read with you, A Young Blind Whiz. So his name is Suleiman Gokit, and write questions. So I would like you to write 3 questions here, as you see in the example, that you would like to know before reading the text, and maybe you are interested in, and 3 questions at least. For example, what does he do on computers? For example, when I discussed the same topic with the other groups, there were several different interesting questions like why he is blind, how he learned to manipulate, to work on computer even being blind, why he is called whiz, and so on. So I would like also you to write different questions like that you would like to know concerning the text that we are going to read with you. So at least should be 3 questions, don't forget about it. So the next one is, let's get acquainted with the text itself. A Young Blind Whiz on Computers is the name of the topic, written by Tom Petzinger from the Wall Street Journal. This is an extract. So let's start. As you see, there are 45 overall paragraphs we have here, lines we have here, and then let's read it with you. Also, you can see the short information about the author as well. Plus, you can see on your screen the new words that you can come across while reading the text. So let's discuss and read the text with you. Sometimes a perceived disability turns out to be an asset on the job. Though he is only 18 years old and blind, Suleiman Gokit, pronounced as Gokit, don't forget about it, is among the top computer technicians and programmers at Intellidated Technological Corp, a large software company with several offices across the United States. So after a merger last October, 2 desperate computer networks were driving us crazy, recalls Douglas Brown, and Intellidata vice president. We couldn't even send email to each other. In 3 weeks, Gokit, a University of Toledo sophomore who worked part-time in Intellidata's office in the city, created the software needed to integrate the 2 networks. None of the company's 350 other employees could have done the job in 3 months, says Mr. Brown. Suleiman can literally see into the heart of the computer. Mr. Gokit's gift, as Mr. Brown calls it, is an unusual ability to conceptualize the innards of a machine. The computer permits me to reach out into the world and almost do anything that I want to do, says Gokit, who is a computer science engineering major with straight S. Like most blind people who work with computer, Gokit uses a voice synthesizer that reads the video display on his monitor in a mechanical voice. Devices that produce braille screen displays are also available, but Gokit said they waste time. Instead, he depends on memory. Turning the synthesizer to top speed, he remembers almost everything he hears, at least until a project is completed. So while the synthesizer talks, Gokit mentally maps the computer screen with numbered coordinators such as 3 across 2 down, and memorizes the location of each icon on the grid so we can call up files with his mouse. The young programmer is also at home with hardware thanks partly to a highly developed sense of touch. Novakovsky, an office manager in Teledata, recalls how he easily disconnected and reconnected their computer systems during a move last year. So several months ago, on a trip to San Francisco, Mr. Brown had difficulty accessing the company's mainframe using his laptop. He needed specific numbers to get into 4 Teledata files. Instead of asking someone to manually search a Ziploc book of computer addresses, he called Gokit, who had committed the log to memory and produced the proper numbers in 10 seconds, Mr. Brown says. Much of the student's programmer's speed comes from his ability to block out distractions while at the computer. When typing, he listens intently to the synthesizer. His long, thin fingers fly over the keyboard. Nothing seems to shake his concentration, such Novakovsky, his immediate boss. Mr. Gokit is the only company employee on call 24 hours a day. We consider him our top troubleshooter, says Mr. Brown. So we have just read with you the text, and you can see coming several. There are 15 at least new words, maybe for you, even more, even less can be. So where I try to give you the comments as well on the meaning, how, in what meaning they are used in the text. For example, like whiz, we can say taken like wise, we can say he is a very talented person, like, and so you can get surprised. What does it mean? Like, and plus you can be confused about the pronunciation. And plus we have got the second one, like as an example, we have here, perceived, for example, disability, something you think of a disability or negative thing, and so on. You can look through all these new words, then get acquainted with the text once more time. I hope that the text was clear to you and was a little bit informative, and I hope that you found the answers to those questions that you created. As you remember, before reading the text, I asked you to create 3 questions that you would like to know about young blind whiz on computers that to create. I told you why while doing the exercise with the other students, they wanted to know a lot, and some of their questions were answered, some were left without the answers. So let's speak about the author of the text is Tom Petzinger. He has worked for the Wall Street Journal as a columnist, editor, and reporter for about 20 years. So the Wall Street Journal is leading business publication in the United States. So it includes stock quotes, national, international business news, and trends, and features articles such as this one on interesting people in the world of business. So he is, Suleiman Gokit is also a famous person, interesting person in the world of business, as he is very helpful with his memory, with his ability and skills. Talent, as you remember, we are going to discuss talent and skills in the text. I told you at the beginning of our lesson. So it was discussed in the text. So the journal is also is for opening, creating this kind of individuals for the world. The next one. The next activity is a true-false statement where you have to write false or true as it is given in the bracket. Plus, we have got the first example here. Read the statements about Suleiman Gokit and write true or false, like T or F. Then correct the statements that are not true. So you have to write false, plus you have to correct what is wrong in the sentence as well. So let's start from the first one. The first one is done for you here. He uses a braille screen display to read the video display on his computer monitor. So it is false because he uses a voice synthesizer to read the video display on his computer monitor. So it is false. So this is the correct version. So we can read the second one. He is in his second year at the university and he is majoring in computer science engineering. Is of course true here. The next we have got he is an excellent student. So understanding that we have just read the text, we can say that yes, it is true. He is an excellent student. So the answer is true. The next one, fourth one, he is on call 12 hours a day is false because he is on call 24 hours a day. The fifth one, he was able to help the vice president locate a computer address because he keeps all the addresses in his logbook. No, it is considered to be wrong. He was able to help his vice president locate the computer addresses because he keeps all the addresses not in his logbook, but he keeps it in his memory. Is the answer. That is why the answer is false. So the next one, 6. He can solve both hardware and software problems. Is of course true that he was good at hardware and software as well. Is considered to be true. So the next exercise. So you have to consider the following issues, like you have to command and work with your partner, of course, to answer the questions below. So choose 3 adjectives to describe Suleiman Gokit, then tell why you choose each word. For example, adjective, he is wise. Wise because he is good. Like you have to write also the reason why he is good, or wise, of course, don't forget, it should be adjective. The reason why you think that he is wise. For example, just giving an example to you, because he was very good at software and hardware as well, for example, can be just one example for you as an help. So you have to continue with the second and the third. You have to give 3 adjectives to describe Suleiman Gokit. Then when you finish writing and describing the reasons of why he is in the following color of the adjectives that you described him, you have to answer the other questions like what are Suleiman's talents and abilities? What can Suleiman do better than those with sight? In addition, question 4, I'm in here, to computer programming, what jobs do you think Suleiman would be good at and why? You have to comment on it with your justifications. Of course, you have to answer all these questions. The next, you have to match the evidence with one of the following inferences. Write the number in the blanks on the right. For example, the example is given here, inferencing. As I told you at the beginning of the class, we are going to develop also your inferencing skills. So what is an inference itself? Is a logical conclusion drawn from evidence. Like this is, you have to make somehow logical conclusions from the evidence. Your friend is crying. It means the inference, if someone is crying, can be that he is sad, maybe he heard some bad news, for example, is an inference. The next one is your friend is in the hospital. So what will be your inference? Of course, something your friend is not well. Your friend had an accident, or we can say maybe he went to visit someone, right? And then we have the other examples, tasks for you, where you have 4 sentences to match evidence with an inference, like your friend does answer the phone. You see your friend drinks several glasses of water. Your friend doesn't want to eat anything for lunch. And the last one, your friend is dressed nicely. So you have to make inferences concerning the following evidences. The next one is what can you infer about Suleiman Gokit from the evidence below? Also, you have to tick, like in the previous exercises, evidences with their, of course, inferences. The next one is create a compound noun using 2 nouns from the box to complete each sentence. The compound noun might be 1 word, 2 words, or hyphenated. So it can be like 1 word where 2 nouns are taken together. The second one where 2 words are used here and written separately. And the third one where they are separated by a hyphen, which is called hyphenated. So we have here mouse pad, computer programs, and voices aside there. So you have to continue choosing the words from the example, office, book, and video, work, top, net, synthesizer, computer lab, programmers, manager, and log. You have to complete all the 6 sentences and plus their gaps that you see, choosing the words from the box, plus making compound nouns consisting of one word, two words, or hyphenated one, and fill in the blank place. The next one is find the compound noun in the article to complete each sentence below. So we have just created in the previous exercise several compound nouns. So using those compound nouns, you have to complete these blanks as well. So, and the next activity is, as you know, I told you we are going to speak with you also about reduced clauses, somehow shortened clauses where one part of the sentence is omitted without the destroying of the meaning of the sentence. You don't have to destroy, just you can reduce it. Anyway, the meaning of the sentence will be kept, like as in the example. So we often shorten a clause with pronouns who, which, or that when followed by the verb is, are, was, were. And we just simply omit the pronoun to be. For example, Mitzi Novakovsky, who is an office manager at Intelidata, works with Mr. Goket. Mitzi Novakovsky, an office manager. We just omitted here who is, as I've just told you, to be plus who, which, that are omitted here. An office manager at Intelidata works with Mr. Goket. So you have to continue with the exercise. You have three sentences, overall six, three on the first page, three on the second page, that you have to reduce, omit who, which, that, plus to be, and just short and reduce without destroying the meaning of the sentence. So your homework is, what do these quotations mean to you? How does it relate to the ideas in the reading? So you have to read these quotations and comment on their meanings. And the last activity that you have to do is to do the crossword puzzle and complete it and send it, upload it to the Moodle platform with your answers. So it was shortly reading task that we have discussed with you about young, blind, with a short passage. I hope that the text was clear to you. We developed your different skills. I hope I hope that it was really fruitful and clear. If you have any questions, always welcome. Of course, I'm ready to answer all your questions. Thank you very much for your attention. Goodbye. Thank you.